In the ocean full of smartphones, it's not at all an easy for a new brand to enter and take the market by storm. However, it seems that LeTv, codenamed as LE Eco in India, is all set to accomplish that with their flagship device LE1S. I am Pratik Gambhir from Gadgetadda and I'm here to review this device to see where this mighty device stands in the competition. Anything and everything about this device priced at Rs 10,999 is great, but this part scores the maximum. Yes, you're right, we're talking about the design. Surrounded by a bezel-less boundary on the two sides and chamfered edges, this beautiful casing for the display seems to be imitated from the HTC M series. However, the device still manages to look different. The full body metal design uses 6 series aerospace aluminum without a single screw in it. The device has a perfect symmetry in the front, with speaker in the center just above the display, accompanied by the front camera on the right and a light sensor on the left of it. The 3 generic buttons on the device are touch enabled and lit up only when tapped. This makes the front of the device look classy and subtle, unlike most of the devices in the segment. On the top of the device is a 3.5mm headphone jack, while there are 2 speakers and a Type-C charging port at the bottom of the device. The back of the device is equally attractive. On the top left is a 13 megapixel camera with LED flash right next to it. The upper third section of the back has a fingerprint sensor that can be accessed easily, and just below it is the LeTv logo. On the right edge of the device are the volume rockers accompanied with the power button, while the left edge has a dual SIM slot that can be accessed easily using a SIM ejector tool. Coming onto the display, the device features a 5.5-inch display with a resolution of 1080 into 1920 that rounds up to 403 ppi, that is pixels per inch. The display uses in-cell technology that was introduced in later 2012 to have lower form factors, and reports suggest that such displays provide better resolution compared to the LCD displays. And my god, they do. The idea is to embed the digitizer, use the touch input and integrate a LCD into a single layer, which results in almost 30% of reduction in the screen width. The colors are amazing and not at all oversaturated. Since none of the home return and the multitasking keys are lit up unless tapped, the display gets an undistracted attention. The next department is the camera. The device carries a Samsung's back illuminated 13 megapixel camera which uses ISOCELL technology and a 5 megapixel front camera. The rear camera uses technologies like the closed loop, ball type motor and PDAF to achieve a fast focus at 0.09 seconds. The camera is no less than that of a high-end smartphone that performs great under sunlight and also under low light conditions. It allows you to take pictures in 3 aspect ratios. There are other options in the default camera app that allows you to enable disable stable capture, shutter sound and store location features for both the front and rear camera options. It also offers timers for those perfect selfies and group views. The camera app is really simple, clean and displays the options in the best possible way it could. There is a settings icon at the top left from where you can access the camera options. For the rear camera, the available options allow you to change the ISO exposure, white balance, contrast and saturation. For the front camera, the options are relatively limited and does not allow you to adjust the ISO exposure, contrast and saturation. I find this really cool that it does not have a separate manual mode option, which makes it easy to use. Like if you don't want to use the manual mode, you can just keep those settings in the auto mode. Apart from the basic video and photo mode, the camera app also offers slow motion video and time-lapse, pan mode, long exposure shots and 4K video recording as well. The camera is equipped with a f2.0 aperture and high CRI Philips flash. And the fingerprint sensor at the back acts as a shutter button when you don't want to use the shutter button on the screen. The device hosts a MediaTek Helio X10 Turbo True 8-core processor which uses a 64-bit architecture. The clocking speed of 2.2 GHz frequency allows an increased performance by 10%. With 3GB RAM and 32GB storage, the computing is really powerful and it is pretty evident when you use the device with the seamless multitasking. The device boasts a VRG 6200 700MHz GPU for graphics, Like always, I played a couple of games including Asphalt 8 and Sniper Fury. There was no lag at all, and believe me guys, I might be saying this over and over again, but this phone actually does not look like a 11K phone. It's kudos to the brand for bringing out such a performance out of the device. On the Enter2 benchmark, it manages to get a score of 55,844. The phone's performance is complemented with the battery performance, and with the 3000 mAh big battery and Type-C USB charging, the phone can be charged for about 3.5 hours of talk time in just 5 minutes, and you can charge up to complete battery in 50 minutes. The technology behind this is known as the LE Flash Thread. The full charge device lasts up to 14 to 16 hours varied by the usage. I generally watch videos followed by Instagram and web browsing. Added to it 3 hours of music. With such a usage, it managed to last for about 15 hours. But then, since the charging does not take that long, it doesn't bother me even if the battery drains out much earlier. After almost 28 trial versions, 200 test versions, and 6 stable versions, with almost 28,000 improvements as the company mentions, the brand came up with this EUI OS for their smartphones to create a whole new ecosystem. As they say, to have a great phone, you need to have an OS that understands your requirements and complements the hardware, and this phone truly does that. All the basic applications like the call, messaging, and the email have been optimized and enhanced from the default apps to create a better experience for the user. In pure Android, you generally access the options of Bluetooth, torch, airplane mode, etc. by swiping down from the top, which sometimes become difficult if the size of the screen is bigger. However, in this EUI, to access these buttons, just press the leftmost button on the bottom and there you go. The same button opens up all the recently opened apps, hence just one button solves both your purpose. Like this, there are plenty of other ways in which the OS has been optimized. The ease to use the device with such settings is pretty evident. Brands usually take advantage of the bloatware to make money from their low priced devices. However, this is not evident in the LE1S. I could not see a single bloatware on the device which gives you a good feeling about the device as soon as you turn it on. To be frank, when I first heard that the cheaper mobile phone to be launched by the LeTv is going to have a fingerprint sensor, the first thought that came across my mind was that it is surely not going to be that precise. However, the time I was setting it up to use the phone, I got an idea how precise it is going to be. Moreover, the position of the fingerprint sensor seemed to be not so comfortable and easy to access, but with time I got used to it. The mirror scanner complements the design as well, and to make this timeless beauty, the company has used next level technology and innovation. The steel with 0.175 mm of thickness offers a hardness level of 6H, which is capable of protecting the sensor from the scratches caused due to coins and keys. The scanner provides the fingerprint scanning at a really fast rate at 0.15 seconds and offers up to 5 finger recognition with 99.3% accuracy. Now, just going by the facts, I have set both of my thumbs and my both index fingers, and the device failed just a couple of times in a week of usage, and it did pretty well even when the fingers were wet. So we are at the final part, that is the verdict. I would keep this part really simple. With just 11K on the price tag, the features offered by this premium looking device, that too of great precision and accuracy, definitely makes it worth a buy. So if you're planning to buy a device within this range, then hands down this should be your pick. So our tech board gives it a score of 9 out of 10. Have a great day guys, cheers.